What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show. Now, obviously, when we're dealing with this channel, man, we're dealing with anime, we're dealing with gaming, we're dealing with all types of, nerd culture. But today I want to talk about One Piece, the Netflix One Piece. I've seen a lot of people kind of reviewing it. It's not going to be a review, it's going to be my thoughts. In a way, it's going to be a review. It's just not going to be as structured as a actual review. I see IGN gave it like a 6 out of 10 or something. It's like internet is blowing up about it. And the first thing I want to say, man, yes, I am up on One Piece. I do like the show, so yeah, obviously there might be a little bias there. But honestly, not really, because the fan base is kind of torn a little bit in terms of like whether they like this or not. Now, it's generally well received at this point, but some people have issues with certain stuff. And let's get into it. So first off, man, let's talk about the casting. The casting for me was, I think it was great. I think it was really great. Obviously, a lot of people have issues. Like, probably Zoro was the best casted because the dude is just like a superstar. I did not know that. I have not actually watched the Rurouni Kenshin movies, but now because of this, I definitely will watch all three. And I like the series Rurouni Kenshin, so it's like obviously I should have been watched them, but time and procrastination. But I think Zoro was the best cast for sure. I think Luffy did an amazing job. I think it's so hard to capture Luffy right, because the only thing I would say about him portraying Luffy was just because his accent, you know what I'm saying? His accent is a little heavy. Now, obviously in anime, they're all Japanese, even though they're all different nationalities. They're all speaking in Japanese, so it's a little bit different considering that these are how characters are supposed to speak, but they don't because it's a Japan-based production. And the fact that Oda is sitting in on every change and everything that happens in this show is actually important to note, because you can't really say they're destroying the artist's vision, because his vision is what he's doing with the show. Now, like I said, I think Luffy's casting was great. He was kind of funny, he was kind of charming, like he had that Luffy charm. I feel like that would have been so hard to like master, like Luffy's charisma, the things that make Luffy likable and stuff. I feel like it would have been so hard. I think he was great. I think basically the main cast was kind of great. I think Nami was a little bit different in the terms of I don't remember much of early One Piece. Obviously, it's been like 1,000 some episodes and I don't know how many pages of manga, and I've rewatched it not too long ago, but still it's just be kind of hard to remember One Piece. But it seemed like Nami was more mean in this one. I'm not saying that she wasn't mean in the show. I mean, I know she like robbed them, she did a whole bunch of stuff. Not saying her character was bad in general. Like, I liked her character, but obviously with Nami, you can't really do fan service in live action. You could, but it would probably be in poor taste, and you'd be hard to find maybe an actor that is willing to do a lot of that, and to do a lot of that for multiple seasons, because I'm assuming this is gonna span multiple seasons. All right, now past that, let's talk about some of the side characters casting. Buggy was absolutely fantastic. I loved Buggy's actor so much. I think he portrayed it as a really cool Joker-esque character. The way they had Buggy looking was amazing. So it actually make it look like he might have been menacing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why people could see why he could be a warlord or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I think Shanks was cool. A lot of people was angry at Shanks's appearance and stuff, because he looked like very what's the word? Like the older Shanks is like very cool. Like he looks badass, obviously. But the Shanks when he met Luffy, if you go back to that actual time when he met Luffy, he looks just like that. He looks like somebody's like uncle or something like that. Like, a lot of people was mad because it was like Shanks doesn't really fit. He doesn't have that edge to him. But you're thinking about Shanks as he is now. The Shanks that we seeing right now was actually pretty cool. So I mean, we'll see Shanks with his hair slicked back and stuff, and his outfit changed. His outfit's cool. We'll see him when he becomes like the Emperor of the Sea and everything. We'll see that later, obviously. Kobe was cool. You know what I'm saying? A little taller. It seemed weird match with Luffy, but it wasn't nothing I would say to ruin the experience of me or ruin the immersion. I love the little part where they was looking at the bounties and they seen like some of the future pirates and stuff. That was cool. But enough of casting. The only thing about casting and acting that I have to say left is Garp. I was not necessarily a big fan of Garp, only because I like the actor they might have chose for Garp, because honestly, you can't make Garp look like a monkey man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in the manga and anime stuff, he looks huge. Like, he's a huge figure, but yeah, you probably couldn't make him look like that. You probably could get close with like a bodybuilder or something. I think the actor is good. I think he's just a little too serious. They showed moments where he would like laugh and stuff, and he would joke and stuff, and that was like supposed to be like a little bit of the old Garp and stuff. But most of the time he was kind of just like a villain. Like he kind of seemed kind of dark, you know what I'm saying, at certain times. And Garp has always been a good time, and he's always been fun. So it just so happens to be, you know what I'm saying, a little bit there. But with that being said, let's talk about locations and stuff. I think every location in this looked great, because obviously translating anime worlds, especially a mystical world like One Piece with all these different locales, transferring that into live action has to be the most hard thing to do in a anime to live action show, for sure. Now obviously characters are hard to do and they're hard to mimic and stuff, but locales, that's a whole different thing, and you have to really do something special with that. Like, your set designer got to be a whiz, because you don't want to make it too expensive, but you don't want to make it look too cheap. So I think they did a really good job there. I think the ships and stuff do look really cool, and it's really cool to see like an aspect of live action, like real life, because obviously Pirates of the Caribbean is a thing, so it's groundwork there to work off of. But it's just cool seeing how like the boats translate to real size, and how, you know what I'm saying, like it just seems like more official, if I should say. Let's talk about some of the story and like the changes and stuff. Now, like I said, at the beginning of One Piece, I forgot a lot of stuff about the beginning of One Piece, but as a big One Piece fan, you can kind of like get that sixth sense. Like it's like the spider sense, yo. Like as soon as they want to change something, as soon as they change something, or as soon as something is different, it's like you can feel it in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like something's just kind of not right here, and that could kind of bug you if you let it. Me personally, I decided to trust Oda's vision, and I loved it, man. I loved the show. First of all, I guess I gotta say that 6 minutes in, I did love the show. I thought it was a great show. But let's talk about some of the changes, man. Let's talk about some of the stuff that I noticed just off the dome. I didn't look at no video or nothing, just because of all the changes. I don't remember if they showed us in the anime how Luffy got his scar. I don't think that was a part of the actual anime. It might have been, but it might have been so long I forgot. A lot of stuff I forgot, obviously, but I don't think that was something. The Usopp kiss, which is a very important scene in this show, that to me honestly was great. I'm gonna say that was a change that was amazing, because for me, I feel like I like Usopp as a character, and the actor portraying him, like live action Usopp, even though he played a really good coward, like somebody that didn't want to fight, I'm not gonna lie to you, he played a cool Usopp. Like I don't know what it is, seeing him in live action, Usopp just looks cool. And it's probably because he doesn't have the long carrot looking nose or whatever, but I'll let you guys decide whether that ruins the show for you. But I love that moment and stuff. It was kind of cool to see, the fight between like Captain Kuro and all of them. That was really good. Honestly, they had to cover so much material in a very short amount of time that you really can't even be mad with whatever they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like they had to cover so much material. It was like at this point, what can you even say? Oda's there, he's giving his blessing, and he's doing this thing, you know. So I love how they implemented the bounty posters, because the bounty posters is such a big thing. I had characters kind of like come up and snatch it and grab it or something, or slice it like Mihawk did. Speaking of Mihawk, I think Mihawk was actually fantastic. Now a lot of people was kind of like going in on like Mihawk and Zoro's swords, because there's a frame where you can see Zoro's sword like bend, because it's like plastic and stuff. You can kind of see it bend. And you know what I'm saying? Obviously, those are little mistakes that the internet will pick apart and stuff and say that it's a bad show and they didn't have much on budget and it's lower budget. But I really liked Mihawk. I really thought he was cool. They switched up the whole Mihawk thing where Mihawk actually ends up going after them. And I think either way is cool. I think Mihawk just kind of randomly drifting by, and you know what I'm saying? Like the whole Don Krieg situation with Luffy. Like if they had like 2 more episodes, that could have been, if they had 2 more episodes, I think that would have fit a lot better, to be honest. I'm not saying I hated the way that Baratie, you know what I'm saying, stuff went down. It's just, well, I did like it. I did like everybody backstories and stuff. That was all cool. Like the backstories they did for the rebel were cool. I think like certain scenes like that, where I pulled up on Zoro, the fight was great. You know what I'm saying? You got the iconic slash to the chest and the knife and stuff, and that was cool. You know what I'm saying? I think Mihawk actor did a really wonderful job, and I think it's interesting to see Mihawk with that Spanish accent. Like I feel like he's just 1,000% better. You know what I'm saying? They showed Mihawk with the with Shanks and stuff like that. They showed all them connections and stuff. Even the little weird Brook work connection was kind of crazy. Zoro, you know, basically killing a black guy in the first scene that he's actually in, you know, living his name as the minority hunter. But other than that, I'm not gonna lie, I cannot complain about this show. I think, like I said, Don Krieg could have been in there. I don't know if it would have been hard to animate his his fight and stuff, especially with like, I feel like his fight and Arlong's fight and stuff in so many short episodes. So they kind of let Mihawk just deal with him and be done with him, you know? So, and if I'm not mistaken, did Nami actually leave? I guess she left, but she left when Arlong got there. But in the actual anime, she left with their ship and stuff early or something, if I'm not mistaken. Like she just left them and had to do Arlong. Since basically, man, my review is almost over. I just want to say a couple touching things at the end. I think this was a successful live action. I think it's at least an 8 out of 10, maybe a 9 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it thoroughly. A lot of people are mad because some of the changed events. Like, bro, like, let's be honest. The condensed version of One Piece is a lot better. The pacing in early One Piece anime was horrible. It's memories for sure. You might be looking at it with nostalgia glasses, but no, bro. I was not really hyped for the beginning of the One Piece. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not really a huge fan. I feel like it was just the pacing was just too bad for what we ended up getting. And then trying to get into an anime that's 1,000 episodes and your pacing is that bad. I could actually feel like somebody could watch this show and they'll miss some very important points that change, but they'll get the gist and they can just skip this whole, you know, saga. I think the Arlong part was obviously cool, so you can go back and watch that. But other than that, I feel like this for newcomers is one of the best options to kind of get into the One Piece source material. You know what I'm saying? People might like what they see and really get into it. It's a good chance it's going to inspire a couple people at least to go and check out the manga or go and check out the anime. Did it inspire you guys though? You know what I'm saying? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Let me know that in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next video. スタープラチナザワやれやれだぜ